Chiquinha, Chiquinha.
Go check out the room.
Chiquinha.
Okay, I'm the content creator for this channel. If you like what I'm doing, just subscribe and then also hit the that little bell. That means you're gonna get notified of other videos that I do. Okay, so this is the festival, the Fringe Festival, and it's held in the same building as the Script Road, which I'm going to do some other films later with that. So this is on the Praia Grande Avenida de Grande Praia, which is the avenue of the large beach, Grand Beach. So this is would have been where the city once coastline would have came up to right here. And then that side over there would have been all reclaimed. So those buildings over there are basically on reclaimed land. And they're a little bit more grid-like. So we're just gonna walk down the street a little bit. And I'll just kind of see what we can see in this area. And definitely see these little alleys. And we're gonna walk down this way a little bit. A little bit crowded here, but it always is. There we go. So okay, we're just gonna walk down a little bit and see what we can see if anything interesting happens. Right in this building is where a pretty good doctor is at, Dr. Mulungu. Henry Mulungu, so I'm from Uganda, so I go there for different, actually I traveled to Africa, so I had to get a bunch of inoculations to go there, and so, you know, it's kind of good to go to a guy that's from Uganda, so he has probably the better understanding. But that guy's a really interesting guy, studied in China for, like now he's an older guy with many adult kids. I can't remember how many, 4 or 5. And I think they're maybe 1 or 2 is not an adult yet, but they're all pretty close. So basically you're talking about a guy that knows China very well and has been in this area for a very long time. So he's had some pretty good stories. I might try to interview him sometime if he's willing. But he had some pretty good stories about what China used to be like a long time ago. I don't know if he's willing to share it, because I think it was a little bit stressful. You know, he was like one of the first groups of Africans to study medicine, Chinese medicine in Macau, or in China, in mainland China. So you know, at that time, there's a lot of people who had never seen any foreigner at all. So I think it was quite an experience. And maybe I'll try to get an interview with him at some point once in my life, sometimes later opens up where I have more free time. Okay. Actually, this is kind of a funny place to set up. But I guess you're getting set up for something here. So there's the Macau Tower, and then there's a walkway here. I think I've filmed down there enough times anyways. So I'm gonna keep walking. Okay. And there's a government office up here. So there's always a guard there. I don't know if I can film there or not. It's called Beco de Praia Grande. Like a little, Beco's like mouth. So it's like mouth of the, like a mouth into the Grand River, Grand Beach, I mean. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna keep going. I don't know if I can film. I don't know what this place is. Government house. Okay. So that one always says security here. But yeah, they have security that are 24/7, so I guess all the government is in this place. And I don't know if I can film it or not, but but I definitely see other people filming. I'll just kind of show you. So they're filming already right there. And just keep walking. So usually that side has a waterfront. So if you see my other photos, you've probably seen it. Where usually I'll show the Macau Tower in the distance there anyways. But today's goal is just to kind of go on this other side of the street. And you can see these pretty cool buildings. I think that those are quite photogenic. So the sidewalk is like right into the road. Yeah, it's a photogenic buildings right there. So, okay, Macau Chinese Bank. So this is a street that doesn't have as many people. Chinese New Year stuff, so these oranges kind of everywhere. So Tuesday is going to be the Year of the Pig, February 5. So flower. Smells good. Durian. Huh, those must be special apples there. I'm gonna guess it's either like New Year stuff or it's well, let's take a guess on that one. Okay. You can see more. Actually, coming up, we're gonna walk by one of the bars that sometimes expats go to and locals go to. There's not a lot of them in Macau. Not like other places in Asia, which are chock filled with them, like in Korea or Japan or Vietnam or Thailand or pretty much anywhere. But Macau has a few, anyways. I think the casinos kind of usurp everything. So Year of the Pig. Here's some Year of the Pig stuff right here. So happy Chinese New Year, February 5th this year. So okay. So more pig stuff right there. All right, so basically we're going to keep walking down this way. This little shrine is pretty Spartan. There's the bar that's down here is the one that I was going to show you. I'm sure it's closed, but actually this whole area is kind of interesting. There's like a little walkway, it goes up into some stuff up there, residential stuff. And you can see kind of this other cool building coming up. Yeah, like a nice coffee shop. Oh, Mugs. This is the place right here. So there's Mugs and Mugs 2. So Mugs was the when I first moved here 6 years ago, that was first one. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And this is Mugs 2. So it looks like Mugs 1 is open for coffee during the daytime. And you can see some vinyl in here too. And okay. So yeah, they expanded since I've been here. And now they have 2 right, door to door. Retro Macau. Then you can actually walk back here, which I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna walk back here, I think. This is Rua de Conberero. Yeah, this is a street that I don't really walk down hardly at all, ever. But you got some pretty interesting stuff. Like that yellow building right there. Looks like it's like freshly painted. So I don't know what that one. Casa Mateo. So okay. And these buildings are really cool right here. Actually, that whole street is amazing. I'm going to show these pigs again. It's everywhere right now. Year of the pig. So maybe a year ago I would have had a lot more let's see. A year ago I would have had 6 months ago I would have had a lot more of man, these kind of cool looking scenes right here. The photogenic qualities are really showing through right in this area. I don't know if it will when I get back to the main street or not, but right here it is. But yeah, last month it would have been all the Christmas stuff everywhere, and now it's all the Chinese New Year stuff. And then it changes constantly, so I'm guessing the next one's going to be Easter. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what shows up. But I think if I remember right, Hua de Parque, sort of park right here. I'll walk over there for a minute. That's pretty cool. Man, it's really photogenic. But I think if I remember right, that at this time of year, okay, Costa Jardine. There's a park that's down there a little bit, but oh, here it is, right here. Let's walk through it. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like I think in the, you know, some of these areas they kind of have little themes for whatever time of year it is. So what they'll probably do is have some kind of more generic one. I don't know, we'll see. I'll film over there again for sure. So little places for the kids to play. Kind of typical Macau park actually. They always have the benches, people are stretching, lots of playground area stuff. So over there's the waterfront. Just gonna walk through this right here. You can see it, and you can take off your feet like this and step on it, and it's really good for your circulation. So this is pretty much in all the parks, pretty much everywhere in this part of Asia. Macau definitely, Korea had the same, Japan, China, Vietnam. So feels really good. Okay. Then you got the big banyan tree. That's another thing I like about Macau is these banyan trees are so gorgeously beautiful, and Macau has a ton of them. The city is just filled with them. So okay, we're gonna keep walking. So it's a beautiful dog. If you go up there, there's a nice park up there. And you see a little Portuguese flag up there too, in the wind. So I'm just gonna keep walking. We're gonna be walking towards the tower. So I'll just keep the camera on, and maybe I'll talk about, you know, different parts of Macau. If you're listening and you're still involved, it must mean that you must have some interest in Macau. So put some comments below, let me know what you're interested in, and I can direct questions directly to them. So, okay. So we're gonna walk this way. I just want to show this view. We're actually gonna walk all the way down there to but that's actually one of the things about Macau. Like, you get certain places and it's pretty much insanely crowded, and then you get to somewhere like this and it's quite beautiful, and you don't really see hardly any tourists at all. Let's see some locals, you know. I guess that's the way with all tourist cities, but Macau has quite a little punch to it. For being so small, it has a lot to offer. So I think for myself, just give you a little background. I've lived in a lot of very large cities. So I lived in Seoul for many years. I lived in Sao Paulo, Brazil, New York City, Osaka. But you know, like Seoul is like what, 20 million people, 25 million people. New York is 20 million. Sao Paulo is like 20 million. You know, they're massive. So so I grew up in small towns, but as an adult, I've mostly been in big cities, and I like that a lot. So it's like, oh man, you know, is Macau enough? You know, it's about 800,000 people. But I think I basically found out that it is enough, because this region has about 20 million people. You know, like you have the China cities right next door to Hong Kong and Macau, and you have Hong Kong. So I just think of Macau as being like part of a giant metro area. And if I want to get to the best part of Hong Kong, it takes 1 hour by ferry. But you know, I have some friends that live in Hong Kong, and if they want to get to the best part of Hong Kong and they live in Hong Kong, it'll take them about 1 hour. You know, but they have to live in places called like the North Territories, like stuff that's up by the border. You know, it's like kind of like, well, it's new territory, so it's like, you know, didn't have the old style stuff. You know, it's just kind of new, put together stuff. And to me, it doesn't look very attractive. I've visited those parts, some parts. Actually, some of it's great actually. But I just like, I'd rather live in Macau and, you know, be like right in the middle of this city than be like in a periphery part of Hong Kong. And then I could still, you know, get to Hong Kong at the same time, get to the same best spots, being like central. That's where the Macau ferry drops people off, at central, which is kind of the central part of the city as well. And once I get over to that part of Hong Kong, I usually just stay in that area, like Hong Kong Island side. But yeah, somebody lives in certain parts of Hong Kong, it'll take them quite some time to get to the same place that I'm trying to get to from here. So anyways, I think I'm going to conclude. So I don't think you're going to see much in this area. It's kind of more neglected, I guess is the word. Someday I think all this stuff will have a lot of stuff in it, like going all the way to Macau Tower, but it definitely doesn't at this time in its history. So I'll just take a glimpse of the Macau Tower and then I'll turn it off. Oh, thought it was there, but is that it? All right. Oh, there it is. Just turn off the camera and there it is right there. So anyways, that's it for this spot.
Chiquinha, Chiquinha, toma cuidado da movidinha, Chiquinha.
Okay, so now we're on the other side of the Macau Tower. And I just kind of want to show you what this looks like. So basically we have a little pit station, another little tower right there, another monument kind of thing. And the waterfront is particularly beautiful, especially at this time. I'm just going to scan the whole area. And we're just going to go all the way up and just take a look. And in a minute, I think somebody's going to be jumping. Might not be anybody up there.
Hurry up! Come down! Is there any more people up there? Hurry up! Come down! Maybe we'll just wait. Is it coming yet?
I don't know.
Maybe. Hurry up! Come down!
Chiquinha.